I'm really all about Midjourney right now. And like
Midjourney
the
is
more
pretty tight.
it's tight, and then like when I go on the anime side of like Midjourney, I'm like, man, all these look the same. And I feel like there's not that much like soul into like it as much. Like if anything, I'm like, oh, maybe I'll just get some of the anatomy down, or I'll get some of the poses down. But then like I I use it as like a inspiration rather than like yo, this is my shit. This shit's tight. But I don't know.
No,
That's just me
I totally
ranting
understand. I think
again. Yeah.
like when you put a prompt in, and maybe this is like we're in the beginning stage of like AI, where we still have, it's like coding, right? We had to figure out HTML code to make websites look
Yeah.
good. Like
Prompt
structurally, you can
engineers.
be hella fucking like basic, right? So but it's like the advanced like prompt building, prompt engineering to
Yeah.
precisely get what you're looking for and make it look presentable and closer to what you were thinking about in your brain. So I think
Hmm.
we're still in that baby stage, and I know it's gonna take a little bit longer. Maybe like I would say even like less than a year to a place where there's gonna be uh, more software, uh, more startups that actually will take your vision of what you see to like reality. So that's kind of like the way that we're
Yeah.
progressing. We're so fast, dude.
What's so interesting about that is like, do you like? I know there's like now people who are trying to be prompt engineers. That's like the new thing they're trying to get hired for. Like, oh, if you hire me, I'll make you like the best Chat GPT prompt or Midjourney prompt or whatever prompt, right? But
Mm-hmm.
then like, I'm also thinking like, yo, but if I'm an independent person, why not you just do it myself? I don't need to hire anyone. What the fuck out of here. Like I would, to be honest, I really, really would. And then like, my gosh, some of it helps so much. Just getting drafts out and ideas out. Oh my god, it's great. Love it. But yeah, no, like speaking of AI, like what might help us get things done faster is like we can make like new hits faster, dog. Yo, that Drake Weekend AI song, it was tight.
I first saw it on TikTok and I was like, is this a real shit? And then I listened to it once like Drake got like pissed and I was like, oh, that's not a real thing. I was like, oh, this is
Yeah, I'm
really
convinced.
fucking good. This
It's
is
really
really
good.
fucking good.
It did like they joked on like TikTok about like, oh yeah, Kanye singing "Day and Night" by Kid Cudi. I'm like, damn, that's actually pretty good.
It's good, but like you said about AI, and we've said this a lot, is that it takes the soul away, right? So like Kanye singing it is like, uh,
It's
this is
good.
so much
Yeah,
different than Kid Cudi singing it.
it's aesthetically nice, but that's aesthetics. You know what I mean? Like that's just
Yeah,
aesthetics. And
yeah,
if you're just gonna surround yourself with just aesthetics, there's like no soul onto anything. Like you're
yeah.
thinking
That's
like
kind of like the what do you call it? Like the girl talk, like the mashups. You're just doing a bunch of mashups, but like it doesn't really might not speak to you. You know what I'm saying?
mhm. Like imagine if like Kanye did like they made AI Kanye do a um like any song from Kendrick Lamar's Humble. Like it just wouldn't feel the same, right? It would be like it's sick, but it's like if you or dude, even like if they made AI Kanye do Good Kid, Mad City, like it just wouldn't work. At least to me, it wouldn't work artistically. Because I feel like he's really from the. It's like that. He's from the hood. Kanye's a storyteller. I didn't know that. He's a
Oh, it's
wordsmith.
been a long
You know what
time
I mean?
since it was that Kanye. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I
Yep.
haven't heard College Dropout in a while. That shit's tight. Yeah, yeah.
Oh
College
man, dude,
Dropout
I fucking listen every
was a
time there's
story.
something in the news about Kanye music. I'm just like, damn, Kanye. And then I fucking re-listen to College Dropout. I'm like, damn, this is a really good fucking.
No, it's a fucking great album.
That's a great album.
But yeah, do you know what I mean? Like, yeah,
Mm-hmm,
like
mm-hmm.
same with Drake, and like at the same time, I'm kind of like, can you get mad at it? I mean, yo, I'm not gonna lie. And then I remember you and I were talking about this too, but I was like, yo, like AI Drake and AI like Weeknd just made a SoundCloud rapper song sound dope kind of
Yeah,
thing. You know
yeah,
what I mean?
exactly. Like
And
what?
that's what I mean by the soul and the aesthetics. Like that's that SoundCloud rapper soul right there. But you put the Drake Weeknd aesthetics on it. It's like, oh, they just covered. You just got two popular voices to cover like a no name song, and like that kind of like takes away from like the soul of the artist. It's kind of like, well, what the fuck? Like, what's the point of this then? You know what I mean? Like, I should just become a music producer and just I just be a producer and just make fucking and a ghostwriter and just put everything over popular rappers. And I'm like, it just kind of like makes me go, yeah, that's why the soul is not there, at least with AI. But hey,
Yeah. What what I was gonna say is that like I found it interesting that Drake had to get his like representation involved. Like I was like, why can't you just let the guy like just do his thing? You know what I'm saying? Hold up, shit, popped out again. But yeah, I was like, just I mean, I guess if because he's monetizing it, right? Like he put it on fucking Spotify and wherever to make money off of it. But like it's kind of like the arguments we've been saying is like what it's almost a similar arena of like taking a photo versus painting a landscape.
painting, right? That's true. Fair. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's like because we're in this new fucking like frontier of like computer generated versus human generated. You're like
For sure. 100%. Yeah.
IP, and then it's like fucking missing no. My brain is like, I don't know.
I mean, that's facts right there. That's super facts. Not gonna lie.
Yeah, everything's about IP now, right? So everything's about like, I own this, I own that. There's like, you know, well, I know we talked about it previously, like how like Marvin Gaye estate sued Pharrell over blurred lines. I'm like, yeah, it's like,
That's
can
so
you really,
weird. Yeah, that's
you know
so
what I'm saying?
weird.
It's like, dude,
That's not
you're
even AI.
yeah, we're like we're in terms of artistry, we're like, are we gonna sue off vibes? You know? So like if that creator that made I forget it was like what I forget his username, but if that creator took Drake off or like took Weeknd off and just use somebody else or use like his friend's voice, like why not? Like what I don't know. I find it hard to, like to play in that sandbox of like creativity and having this kind of like just fuck around, like make something out of the shit we have right now and the technology. But then it's like you got like the older heads are like, nah, fuck your sandbox. This is my shit. You know, it's like
Yeah, that's not been a hip hop.
yeah.
That's samples.
Yeah.
Samples right there. That's samples. And then the whole fucking industry was like, nah, we're cutting out samples. Get these samples out of my face. And it's like, all right, everyone's just making their own beats now. So I mean, you know what I mean? So it's like,
yeah. But yeah, it's that's the thing about AI. It's like we run into a minefield, and it's like I feel like IP is just getting too kind of like in the heads and in the hands of like the creators, are like kind of handicapped of like how to approach art and being creative. Like it just feels like everything can't be remixed anymore. Like if someone had an option, like yeah, let's copyright fucking Shakespeare and let's take it out of the public domain, right?
Yeah, the moment it hits public domain, like yeah, that sucks. Then that means everything has to go to public domain.
Yeah, and I think that's
suck. Yeah,
right. So that's like kind of like the I guess the weird space that I sit in with this is that yeah, eventually, like why not make everything like public domain, but also like how do you make a living as an artist? How do you make a living as a creative, right?
Yeah, that's the thing, right? That's called multi-sourcing your revenue streams.